Hey, welcome to Integrative Preparedness. How are you all? The vast majority of you will not need to watch this one, although you might get a kick out of it. Okay? And it is going to be a few rules of this channel, because I just got irritated yesterday at a couple of comments, and I suppose that on top of comments that I've had over the past, I finally said, okay, after I blocked that idiot, I'll put out some rules that most of you don't need, because most of you are just good folks that know how to act, right? But this is for the ones who don't. Let me have a sip here for... Oh, that brings up something else. If you don't like the fact that I drink coffee while I make my videos, adios. And for those of you who don't know what adios means, it means check out now, because that's what I do. No need to mention it. I can't stand the fact that you drink coffee while you're on there. Oh, man. What a lightweight you must be. You're on a preparedness channel talking about how to survive the collapse of the stinking world, and it bothers you that somebody drinks coffee. What kind of idiot are you? Let me have one more sip in your honor. Secondly, since this is my channel, it's kind of like my home. I sit here. I sit on my front patio. I sit on my back deck. Sometimes I sit in my office. Sometimes I sit in my chair. Sometimes I'm other places. Sometimes I'm in my truck. But I'm always in my something or other. And I view my subscribers and my viewers as company. That's kind of guests. They've dropped by to spend a few minutes. And I'm going to share some of my thoughts or some lessons or some things that I know as a result of my experiences. And by the way, in answer to, well, who are you? Well, I'm the guy that wrote all these books about preparedness and about survival and about all sorts of stuff, most of which you don't have any idea about. And I'm not talking to the good folks. I'm talking to the idiots right now. Okay. 5 books, my friend, all about preparedness, all about survival. You might want to just lay back and listen to a couple of things I have to say. I've been at this for a long time. But I do it at my own speed. And I talk slow. Sometimes I don't get to the point you may want to hear for a few minutes, because I'm visiting with the people here. I might give some news, might tell them what's coming up. I might, talk about any number of things. Kind of like if you go to church. Remember when you used to go to church and the minister would go up there and give some announcements first, and you just kind of had to wait through the announcements, before you got to the meat and the sermon? That's kind of the way here. And a lot of people say, boy, you nailed it on that last 5 minutes of your video. Okay. If you don't have the patience, you don't want to listen. I understand. Go someplace else. Go to the channel, because there's plenty of them out there that will right up front go, this is the worst thing that's ever happened, and it's going to happen to you tomorrow unless you listen to me right now and do this. Okay. There are plenty of those. That ain't me. Okay? So, don't whine and complain about that. As I said before to the other guy, you're watching a preparedness channel, and if you know one of the most important things in preparedness is patience. Wait for the message. Thirdly, people who try to hijack this channel and it doesn't happen often, but it's irritating when it does, to put forth their personal message that has nothing at all to do with the message of the video. Example. And might I say, it is almost invariably Christians. Steve, what do you have against Christians? Nothing. I am one. As a matter of fact, there's something about me you don't know. And I'm not going to talk about it right now. What I am against is what I term repulsive Christians. And I'm going to be doing one over on the church channel about that too. Because these people do so much damage to the belief system, to the religion that they claim to hold to. Let me give you an example. And here's what not to do, people. Here's what not to do. Don't come on after I've discussed certain elements of preparedness and say, it doesn't matter what you do, it's all in God's hands, and no matter what you do, it doesn't mean anything. Okay. Where in the world do you get that? Where in the world do you get that? I know you think you know the Bible, but you have just proved to those who actually do that you don't. Now you're all incensed, you're all offended, you're slamming things around, and you won't consider learning from what I just told you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because you make not only do you make yourself sound like an idiot, and I'll probably block you. I'll take off your comment, and I will block you. It's because you've shown yourself to be a troublemaker, and I don't allow troublemakers to stay. Another one up that is, if you just read Revelation, if you better do this and you'd better do that, and nothing that you do is worth anything. Again, I refer you to the last part. You have read a part, or you have heard a part of Revelation. Your understanding of it is probably very limited, and it's limited to the pastor who you happen to listen to tell you about it. There have been, let me give you a little lesson here. The disciples were certain that the second coming would occur while they were still alive. Okay? For 2,000 years, every generation has been certain that the second coming was coming in their time, regardless of the fact that Jesus himself said, you will not know the day or the time. And then a person said, yes, but he told you about the seasons. You see, again, you're showing the limitations of your understanding. Every generation has said it's never been this bad. It's obvious that our time is short. We are in the end times. Generation after generation after generation after generation for 2,000 years has said that about their time. So far, it has not been their time. You are not different. Okay? You are not different in your understanding because you heard some pastor at a church or on the radio talk about the end times. And I know that it's cool, right? But you study it more. At least, if you want to traffic that information, I mean, it's perfectly your right on your channel. Not on mine. If you want to make a comment here, restrict yourself to the topic at hand. See, that's just courtesy. That's simple politeness. And when you come out and you are repulsive in your behavior, you're driving people away from the belief that you should be wanting to attract them to. But I know that the people who do these kinds of things, they're not interested in attracting people to Christ. They're interested in spanking all the people that need to know this. Grab them by the throat and tell them how much better you are than they are. Pride ring a bell? Yesterday, I bounced once. They got into, and I forget exactly what they said. It was a woman. That's all I remember. She said something about it was a religious reference, and I do make religious references occasionally. I talk about, preparedness is a biblical principle. Joseph, Christ himself, telling his disciples to sell their garment and buy swords, since he wasn't going to be with them anymore. Preparedness is a central biblical message, taking care of oneself. You don't just go through life and go, "Oh, God's going to take care of me, no matter what stupid, decisions I make." Well, he might keep you alive, but you're going to pay for those stupid decisions. Hopefully, he's just going to keep you alive, hoping you're going to learn from him. But she made some big comment, some religious comment, and then I said, I came back. I tried to be kind, which is so often a mistake. And it's not a mistake, but it doesn't work. Let me put it that way. It doesn't work with these people. And it says, she says, and so I said, well, yes, but that's not the point of this message. That's not the point of this video. Please, refrain, or please stay with the purpose of this message. And they came back, as I pretty much expected them to, saying, "I will not be silenced on this. I will stand up every place I can to deliver this message," and blah, blah. Okay. You see, you're not here to share your message, because that's not the way that a message is delivered if you want it to be received. You're here to show how much better you are than everybody else, and you're here to start a fight. Ask yourself this, is that how Jesus did it? Is that how Jesus did it? Or did he do it with peaceful kindness and a behavior that attracted people to him, instead of beating them? Don't you know? The people they did that with were the Pharisees, and you might go back and see who they were and how that might apply to what you're doing. Other than that, don't start fights, don't start arguments with other commenters. Or me, but most people don't start fights with me. Don't go down into the comments, because I find them. Don't get into the comments and make snide little snarky comments to other commenters. Everybody knows you're just trying to start trouble. And if you had anything important to say, you'd say it in your own comment, right? I think those are the main ones. And like I say, none of my normal viewers needed to hear any of this. But maybe some of my normal viewers will watch this and get a kick out of it because they've seen it. Don't do that here. This is a channel trying to educate people who want to be educated about preparedness and survival. And we're a community of great people. We have some very smart commenters here. And you can learn a lot, not just from my videos, but from reading the comments down below. And if you're here to learn, you're gonna enjoy your time here. And if you're here to act important or try to be snarky or snotty or any of that, your time here is going to be short. Okay, that's it. We prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. Part of preparation is controlling, understanding proper behavior so that you can exhibit proper behavior that doesn't get your butt in a crack. Okay? You all have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.